A lot of talk surrounding Murder on the Orient Express will undoubtedly revolve around the production design. It is a beautiful film. Part of production design is of course the beautiful costume design, but don't forget that hair and makeup goes hand in hand with costumes. In fact, when it comes to hair and makeup, they went one step too far when it comes to attention to detail, because that iconic stash that Kenneth Branagh is wearing was genetically engineered with samples taken from Sam Elliott, Gene Shalit, and Wilford Brimley. And believe it or not, that mustache changed the entire story when Branagh changed the iconic ending to discover that the real killer was diabetes.
Diabetes.
Don't let the bizarre facial hair fetish bother you. Kenneth Branagh is a very studious man. The man clearly enjoys reading. Forget the countless Shakespearean productions of which he's been a part. He's also contributed to the Harry Potter franchise. He's directed a Jack Ryan film. He's remade Cinderella, and now he's on to Agatha Christie's iconic murder mystery. What attracted me to this film, aside from mustache physics, was the cast. An amazing, eclectic collection of classically trained legends, up-and-comers, icons, and character actors. And with Branagh directing a man I truly respect as a filmmaker, what can go wrong, right? Right? Anyone? You're staring at his mustache, aren't you? So who would outshine the rest? Would Johnny Depp create another memorable character? Would Daisy Ridley prove herself outside of Star Wars? Would the quirky Willem Dafoe once again... You know, I'm gonna stop you there. It was Josh Gad, the guy who voiced a Disney snowman. I am as surprised as you are, but Gad actually showed tremendous depth. This young man can actually act. There's one scene in particular where he did show an amazing emotional range. But imagine in a film with 6 Academy Award nominees, 2 Academy Award winners, Dame Judi Dench, and Sir Derek Jacobi, that Olaf is the most notable. But that might not be their fault. How much of this can be blamed on Kenneth Branagh? Now, I use air quotes on blamed because it seems like too harsh a term for a director that I actually respect. He must have been going somewhere with this. The tone of Murder on the Orient Express is something I just can't get behind. It was very melodramatic. Now, I realize that Agatha Christie wrote most of these characters as caricatures or archetypes, but allowing those caricatures to be caricatures on screen doesn't allow the actors a lot of room when it comes to their performance. And also, Branagh didn't exactly shy away from over the top. But there were some characters that were so over the top, so much larger than life, that I actually hated seeing them on screen. Most notably, Sergei Polunin, who played the Count, an aristocrat who's not only a famous dancer, but also knows martial arts. I can't even make that up. The Count also has issues controlling his anger, which gives this actor more than enough opportunity not only to smash up the scenery, but chew it up as well. I probably couldn't give you one single line of dialogue that this actor had when he was on screen, but I can tell you, every time he was on screen, I asked myself, are you for real? The melodrama also caused another issue tonally for me because there was never any tension. I never really felt any danger. There was humor, there was melodrama, but there was never really any drama. And that's a huge issue for a murder mystery. And if you don't think that a comedic murder mystery can have enough drama to actually make it tense, then clearly you have never seen the film Clue. Balance for me not only caused an issue tonally, but also caused issues with other characters. Now obviously we spend a lot of screen time when it comes to the main character, Kenneth Branagh's Hercule Poirot, but aside from that, half of the cast got very little screen time. I probably couldn't tell you half of the characters' names, and that's an issue, because when you don't know their names, you begin to lose interest. And when you begin to lose interest, you begin to think to yourself, they're probably not the murderers. And what happens then? Well, it lessens the tension because it narrows down the search to who is the actual murderer. But there's an even bigger issue, specifically with the story. Now, I'm obviously not going to sit here and tell you how the movie ends. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who the murderer is. But I will tell you that the ending is dependent on how much we know about these characters. And in my opinion, we don't know enough. There are actually twists about these characters that would have much more of an impact if we actually knew what we were supposed to know about them. And otherwise, it just loses its effect. You see, when reading the story, I'm assuming you get enough information. You get all the information you need to know. But in this film adaptation, it just seems like we're not being told everything we need to know. Something's missing. There is one thing you just don't get when you read a book, and that is the visuals. I mean, who wants to use their imagination? Especially when you have imaginative production designers like Jim Clay or costume designers like Alexandra Byrne who are in charge of this film. Your imagination in that case is going to be found wanting. Byrne and Branagh have actually worked together before on his beautiful and lavish production of Hamlet, and he was actually the one who brought her into the Marvel Cinematic Universe when she created the iconic Asgardian looks and all of those beautiful costumes. Since then, she has worked on both Avengers films, Doctor Strange, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, her imagination wins. Although I question what fever caused the Avengers Captain America costume design. Sadly, even a genius like Kenneth Branagh does have some misses, but he never misses when it comes to the beauty of his film. They are always very pretty to look at. So once again, the artistry of his film, the artistry of Murder on the Orient Express, is for the win. Ultimately, this may have been what led to the downfall of this film, in my opinion. The attention to detail that they had in the artistry, in the production design, in the costume design, in the mustache work, should have been put in the script. It is mostly style over substance. It's not a terrible film, but it is still a burn it. Poll question, what's your favorite movie murder mystery? As always, leave your answers in the comments section below. But until next time, school's out. Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.